Not a specific question, just I was planning to um just see what you folks were doing, maybe chime in a little, and then maybe chat about free threading docs in general. I'm trying to come up with a plan of how to go about writing docs for free threading on CPython docs. So yeah, mostly just trying to get context from all around.
Ah, okay. So what I normally do now is work on lexical analysis. But if
Okay.
you want to chat about free threading, which I don't know that much about, we can do that.
Uh, you can just go ahead and do like whatever you were planning to do,
I mean, you're the
and
only one
I
here,
can.
so.
Okay. Uh, yeah.
So, what should the plan be?
What should the plan be? So I've done some things about. I mean, I've written down a plan. Maybe you can just I can just uh, tell you what I've done so far and what I'm planning to do and what we as a team think the plan should be, and maybe you have thoughts or feedback or anything.
Sure.
Does it sound like something that's valuable?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Great. So I think first and foremost, one thing that we're planning to do fairly soon is go through built-in types and get an understanding for what the thread safety concerns or guarantees are for every operation on built-in types.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now there are a few places in the docs where things are said like appending to a list is atomic, or appending to or mutating a list slice, or like a list subset is atomic, stuff like that. And we really want to make sure that all of those things that are said or sprinkled through the docs are accurate still. Um, that's step number one. Then after that, um, I think we already have started working on updating some glossary entries and adding some new ones to improve understanding around free threading and some terminology we're going to use. Um, and it's still unclear to us what the correct terminology is for a lot of the things, because thread safety is probably not it. So we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
come up with better ways of explaining guarantees or concerns or anything that has to do with threading. Um, and yeah, we're gonna write all of that down. Um, the free threading how-tos probably need an update at some point. Probably that's one of the next things to do as well. I've already done a minor update of some stuff that was outdated, but expanding those how-tos is probably also a good idea. And then we're coming to a bit like bigger items, which is we think we might have to update the data model and the execution model pages in the reference docs
Mm-hmm.
to mention some things about free threading. For example, for data model, maybe it's okay to update the data model page itself and document thread safety guarantees there. The execution model says a lot of things about threads and thread state. Maybe that also warrants a few notes about free threading and how things are changing under the free threaded build. Um, there's also uh, initialization page in the C API docs that is probably outdated or needs a revamp because it talks a lot about threads as well. I'm gonna stop here for now, and maybe you have something to.
So basically, go through the whole documentation and see what needs to be updated.
Yes,
Yes.
but mostly focus on reference documentation first. CAPI second, and standard library last, because standard library is going to be the biggest undertaking, and I think the things have pretty much settled or are closer to being settled in the CAPI and the C part of things, but then on the standard library side, things may develop into like 3.15 as well. And so maybe that's a longer term thing to update standard library docs as well.
That makes sense. And also, I guess there wouldn't be as much to document in the standard library. Or do you want to go through, like, I don't know, calendar docs and annotate whether each of these methods is atomic or not?
I mean, that's a good question, and I'm not sure what the answer to that question is, but certainly there's a few places in the standard library where we probably need to document whether classes are okay to share between threads. Like, for example, pathlib.path comes to mind, or I don't know,
right.
random.random comes to mind, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, that's the plan. Also, maybe you can you might have opinions on the CAPI side of things. We
Sure.
we currently don't really know. We currently don't know whether we need to have some kind of annotation per API, or like a centralized place works better or would work better. Yeah, that's an unknown for us as well.
So, what kind of annotation are you looking for?
So, for example, something like in Tylix get item ref would have an annotation that says okay, okay to call from multiple threads, but then in Tylix get item something that says not okay to call from multiple threads and can lead to data corruption or something.
Well, if you want my honest opinion,
yes, I do.
I'd rather deprecate the ones that aren't thread safe, but I don't think that's really an option. So for PyList get item, so you probably want to use an annotation like the return value and stable ABI annotations like these.
Yeah, something like that, or like an annotation like the one that says a returns borrowed reference, like a returns borrowed reference or a strong reference or something
right.
like that.
And do you want to annotate the ones that are thread safe? I mean, it would probably make sense to do that, because otherwise there's no difference between the ones that are thread safe and the ones that just haven't been documented yet. On the other hand,
can you say that again? Sorry.
Do you want an annotation that says this method is okay to use from several threads?
I don't know. Maybe the assumption should be that everything's okay to use from multiple threads, and then we should annotate the exceptions somehow.
Right. So that's how the return value borrowed reference annotation works, and the downside there is there's no difference. Like if you don't have the annotation, you can't tell if it actually returns strong reference. Oh well, we do have a return value new reference here. So there you know. But if the annotation isn't there, then you don't know if like the function is well behaved or if it's just not documented yet.
So your suggestion would be annotate positively everything that's supposed to be okay when used from multiple threads?
That's an option, yeah. Another option would be to annotate it in the source, but not show it in the docs. Just so, at least internally, there's a difference between things somebody has already looked at and things that are okay to use. That are things that are, that you haven't looked at yet.
Yeah, that really depends on I don't know. I mean, people that browse the CAPI docs are mostly extension authors.
Mm-hmm.
And we can probably assume that they can go to the source and search for annotations there, but is that really the preferred way of finding an information point like this?
No. What we can do is have a tool that lists all the API that hasn't been looked at yet. Right? Because if the only action you do is add annotations for the stuff that is not safe, you can't really be sure that you went through all of the documentation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So those annotations would mostly be internal for us, and when we get to 100%, then we can say this is complete and it'll never get out of date because we'll add the check to CI.
Right. Is there prior art for something like this?
No, that's a problem.
Okay. Okay.
This is something I wish I had for the other annotations.
All right. Okay, so you're saying we're annotating the source and then have a tool for stuff that hasn't been looked at yet, and then when we're at 100%, we say it's okay to assume everything's okay, but then we have a not thread safe or not possible to share annotation for the rest of the stuff.
Yes.
Okay. That means that we have to get to 100% before before we actually publish anything on the docs themselves.
Either that, or before that you get to 100%, you publish both kinds of annotations.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like when you get to 100%, you can hide the ones that say, well, you can hide the most common ones. And
So,
if you want to know how these annotations are generated,
yes.
there's a file. There's a directory in doc called data, and that has a file refcounts.dat, and this is the source for the return value borrowed reference. And it's not used for anything else, and it's not really checked by anything, so it's full of bugs. But yeah, very old data file. There's also stable ABI.dat, which is a CSV that lists all the stable ABIs. So that's the source for the part of the stable ABI since version blah blah blah.
Okay.
And this one's generated.
This one's generated from what?
This one's generated from the source of true, which is the stable ABI.toml.
Oh yeah, I see.
And that's just because of historic reasons. The documentation tooling could just as well read this and not use the intermediate data file. This is a bit nicer because all of the docs stuff is self-contained, so you can just build from the docs directory and not need anything else. But I'm not sure how useful that is. And the thing that makes that is tools extensions cannotations.py. And that uses a bunch of Sphinx APIs like this setup. And it basically
what that does
builds the annotation. Like there's part of the stable ABI including all members of the struct since version blah blah blah.
Okay,
So,
and what does it change? Does it change the actual RST file? Or,
No.
Or just the generated source?
No, it's part of the build process for the docs.
It's part of
So
the build process.
it returns Sphinx nodes. If you worked with a DOM, that's basically the same thing.
Got it.
So, yeah, in this file you'll have an example of reading the data file, which is done in a certain way, and then generating the annotations. Yeah, so that should be enough for an example. And then I guess I recommend creating a new data file that just lists all the functions you've gone through and says what kind of annotation they should have.
Okay.
The other option is to put it in the RST file somehow, but I don't think that's what you want to do.
No, I don't think that's what I want to do either. Another consideration is that this stuff is almost always not, or is for a lot of cases not binary. It's not like thread safety is binary for a lot of these APIs, and most of those depend on whether the instance you're calling them on is shared, whether it can be shared. For example, there's this example of PyDeck get item or of the keywords dictionary that can never be shared across threads, so you're always okay to do things in a thread and safe in quotes way. So I'm thinking, how can we capture those additional nodes, or maybe they shouldn't even be part of the CAPI docs, and they should be part of something else that explains there's I don't know.
You might be overthinking things.
Okay.
So, your plan looked good. I mean, go through the built-in types. Ideally, if we had infinite time, it would be better to split this giant file up first and then add whatever info you need.
Which giant file you mean?
Built-in types. Or if we're looking at this the CAPI, yeah, then just go through it. I mean, pick a path through this. Maybe start with concrete objects and initialization.
Okay.
And focus on explaining everything fully. So I'm going to go through list objects and say, you know, this is a type. I don't know if you have anything to say about types or instances. Maybe it should be treated as immutable. We don't say that explicitly, do we?
I don't think we do know.
And you know, go through.
You know, one thing that I know there's always a bit of reluctance when people think about editing large files, but there are some people, technical writers and developers over in the Sphinx Slacks channel who have expressed a willingness to help work on docs. So if you want, you know, if you think it might be, and I guess this is more for Lissandros, if you think it might be useful to have some folks jump in and help with either writing or editing,
Yeah.
I might be able to get a work party together.
That's one thing. And the single pull request is not to make things perfect, but makes things better. Right? So if you add a bunch of stuff and leave some stuff out, it's fine. If you add a bunch of stuff and it becomes clear that, I don't know, the page needs to be split into 2 pages, it's fine to leave that to the next pull request. Right? Don't do everything at once. Right? Focus on making an improvement, and if you have part of an improvement and don't know how to do the other stuff, maybe still get half of it in. Right? The docs will always be incomplete.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Right? So just start adding annotations, explain the functions, like explain as much as you can, right? If there's some special case or something like that, put it in. And then if it turns out that you're repeating some stuff, maybe find a term for it and put it in a glossary and link that, or maybe add a section somewhere and link to that. Right.
Yeah. Okay, that all sounds really helpful. Thanks a lot.
And you can also start just adding stuff in the RST file, and once you, I don't know, have the page ready and you see how it could look, then go work on the extension and
yeah,
make it even better.
That's actually, I mean, for what it's worth, I find that workflow to be very helpful because it's easy to make changes in RST, and you know, people can see it and provide feedback, and then once you've got the content more or less dialed in, then you can move it into the source.
Right. I I mean, you can't put something on this line in RST, but you can work with the expectation that it'll move there once it's ready.
Yeah. Another question I have is, for this to be okay, do you think that the CAPI working group has to be informed or advised, or like are there any process steps we need to do before actually diving into this and doing it?
Well, definitely keep us informed.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think you need I don't think you need permission to do this.
Okay.
I mean, if there's something like you're adding information that's correct to the documentation, right? So, I mean, free threading's official now. Or is it?
I mean,
like, what's the
certainly not experimental anymore.
It's not so you still have the if defs, right? So it's still possible to roll back the entire effort. I'm not sure what stage we're at right now.
I think that the acceptance of 779 means that it's in stage 1, at which point rolling it back is probably not possible.
So phase 2,
phase 1. Yeah.
At this point, reverting should still be possible. Okay, so I guess that should still be true even for the docs. On the other hand, I don't think that's practical.
Does it come with additional considerations, like in the form of making it easier to revert?
Good question.
Yeah.
So the question is, how much does this apply to the docs? As it's written here, there's no like exception language, so probably does. So if you want things to be revertible in the way preprocessor guards let you do that in C, then you would want to either put stuff in the annotations like this, or in some kind of blocks like this, right? So for that you can define a block type like we have for implementation detail. Let's see, there's one in Codex. Like this. Let's see how that works in the source. Right, so we have a special CPython documentation specific directive for Sphinx that renders as a paragraph that says CPython implementation detail. So if you do the same thing that says free threading considerations or something like that, then you can grep for all those and revert them.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
On the other hand, if there's not a lot of these and it's still possible and feasible to revert by hand, then you don't need to worry about it, right? So if you're going through your first page of API, something like that, and you know that's what you're focusing on, then don't worry about adding a directive just yet. Right? Don't start with this.
Okay.
I guess it would be best to add the notes to a page and see how it looks, and then we can adapt.
Yeah. Great. Now, apart from CAPI docs, do you have any ideas or opinions on reference docs?
So you said you want to start with the data model?
Let's start with, but surely eventually get to it at some point.
Right. So I haven't read these recently, but I think that these docs are, well, definitely there's too much information on a single page. And
Yeah.
the way it's structured is probably not the best. Which means for you, you don't really need to worry about the structure that much and just focus on getting the information in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
Like, consciously don't focus on the structure. If you see something is structured wrong, then make an effort to not try to fix that.
Yes. Okay.
In the same pull request as adding your information in it, right? Make sure
Yeah.
you get all the information you need in the docs into the docs, and restructuring it should be another step. Otherwise, you'll never get this done.
Yeah, that makes sense. But does the data model page look like the correct place for information like this to be in? Should it maybe a separate page?
So I'm not sure what kind of information you're adding.
So, for example, let's say that we want to document that iterators are not safe to share between threads.
Ah. Okay. So I guess that should be in iterators.
Is that more of a how-to? Oh, okay. I was wondering if that's more of a how-to.
No, that should be documented wherever we define what an iterator is.
Yeah. That's
where is that? I don't know.
fine.
Oh, it's
I'll look for it. I think
types.
it's in data model.
Iterator types is in built-in types, and maybe it's also in data model. Generator functions, async generator functions. Iterator is a glossary term.
There's certainly asynchronous iterators.
So waitable objects, coroutine objects, asynchronous iterators. Right, so yeah, a lot of the stuff is split between data model and built-in types.
Right.
And this goes back to the time where you couldn't really define types in Python that had any kind of special behavior. So for example, a good example here is this page is full of stuff like emulating generic types, right? Emulating emulating container types, right? Nowadays you'd say defining container types.
Right.
But no, this is from the time where Python just had lists and tuples, and now you got the option to create your own type that looked a bit like them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So maybe
the structure comes from that time, and so it's a bit confusing. But yeah, looks like iterator types are defined here. So this is the place where we define what an iterator is. So this is the place you should document what iterators do. Keep in mind that sometimes you will find the definition in two places, and sometimes the information in there will overlap and sometimes not. And in that case, you probably want to pick one of the places and document there, and then link from the other place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then afterwards, someone else can deduplicate.
By the way, you're not. I don't think you're sharing the screen. In case you meant to.
Oh.
Seeing it from the stream from YouTube.
Ah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, because you were. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Right.
And I think there's also some kind of way to tell Discord to not play sounds.
Yeah, there probably is, but I'm not too familiar.
Oh, I don't think we hear
Okay.
your system sounds.
Well, you don't, but YouTube does.
Oh, I see.
I'm recording what I hear.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, anyway. I hope my 2 viewers can live with the occasional jingle.
Okay, so built-in types is another place to look for stuff.
Yes, and it's probably a better place to
Non-data model. Okay.
put the information about individual methods in.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Right.
those were the questions I had, or the things I wanted to discuss or gauge feedback or gauge thoughts for. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
If
thanks.
you have any other thoughts you'd like to share, feel free.
Well, obviously I'm not the editorial board, so nothing I say is
Yeah.
official, but
For sure.
hopefully people will agree with most of what I said, and if not, then there's the pull review process.
Exactly. But yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Looking forward to this.
Let's see how it goes. There's a lot of people that I think will benefit from this, but also like a lot of people who have differing opinions on how things should be structured. Yeah, but I'm optimistic we'll find.
Oh, structured. I mean, how the docs should be structured.
Or how the free threading docs should be structured, let's say.
Ah. Yeah. I mean, let them send pull requests.
Yeah, everyone can.
Whenever somebody has like opinions about the structure on a pull request that adds information, I would recommend just merging the pull request that adds the information and structure it afterwards.
Okay. All right. That was it, folks.
Right,
I'll
thanks
leave
for
you
joining.
to the rest of the stuff you wanted to do, and talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you again. And Blaze, did you want to talk about something?
Let's see. No, I don't really have anything prepared. No, I think we're good.
Okay, so I wanted to revisit this docs on lexing names because another pull request that adds is xid start and is xid continue to Unicode data, right? And sometime, well, 3 weeks ago on the stream, we added this pull request that gets rid of explaining what xid start and xid continue is. And only uses things called id start and id continue. And this is technically sorry. This is technically correct, but Mark explains that the technical report, like Unicode standard, recommends always using the xid variants, right? So the character classes without the x are basically only useful for defining the ones with the x. So I wanted to go back to this pull request and improve it once again. I hope you don't mind.
No, I think that's a good idea. I mean, for what it's worth, this is a subject that I'm eager to learn more about, and I don't really have very much experience with it.
Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Let's learn about it. I probably want to run Python 3.15, which has better support for it. So I'll compile one. Import Unicode data. So this is about what is an identifier and what's not an identifier, right? Let's build the docs as well. So I think the way the pull request explains it is yet. Here it is. So we have a very simple section up front saying that names are composed of uppercase and lowercase letters, underscores and digits, and any non-ASCII characters. Right, so the funny thing about names in Python is that digits cannot appear as the first character, right? So we lex that as name start and then any number of name continue, where name start is letters, underscore, and non-ASCII characters, and name continue is name start, like everything in here, plus the digits, right?
Yes, I see. Of course.
Now, when you get to the non-ASCII characters, we can lump them in here because nothing else is valid syntax with non-ASCII characters, except if it's in a string or comment, which cannot be here. So we can just say, if you have a non-ASCII character, make it part of name start, pretend that the parser just accepts all of this and then validates the name, right? But the rules,
Yeah, and presumably.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have one question. So in Unicode, there are potentially non-ASCII characters which are also digits, right? Like whatever.
Yes.
Hindu 0 through 9. And so do those fall into the category of numbers for this purpose?
Yeah, so when we go to the section on non-ASCII characters and names, it's the same thing. There are letter characters and digit characters.
I see. So if something is normalized, okay. So if a character is normalized to a digit, then it cannot be the first item of a name.
Yes,
okay,
exactly. Yes. So, but it's more than digits, right? So we do normalize. That's one thing. The other thing is the first character must be letter-like. There's uppercase letters, which include A to Z, lowercase letters. There's title case letters. Do you know what that is?
Yes, it's the first. It's like in a book, like the first character of every. Well, actually, I guess I know the use case, but I don't necessarily know what the object is. Like what the shape of it is. I'm guessing that its title case means that it's going to be uppercase when it is the first of a string.
So, usually, so in English you have uppercase letters and lowercase letters. When you have words, you can have all of these, right? So if you have hello, you can have an uppercase version, or you can have a title case version. Title it is, right? Where only the first character is uppercase, right? But then you can have characters like FI ligature.
Oh. I see.
Right.
And the FI ligature is not a title case.
And if you title case it, well, in this case it splits into FI.
Okay.
Capital F and lowercase I. Well, let's see. Can I have an IJ ligature? Yes. And that turns into... Oh, this looks like it's all uppercase. Huh. Let's look at an example.
Maybe like an SZ or something in German, or
no, the SZ or sharp S in German is a single letter entirely.
It is a single. Okay.
Oh, here we go. LJ, Latin capital letter L with small letter J.
Oh, like Ljubljana,
Yeah.
the city.
Yes. So let's use that. So lowercase, it's LJ as a single letter. Uppercase, there's a variant with LJ or both uppercase as a single letter, and this one is title case.
Okay.
I don't think is there a language that considers this a separate letter? Yeah, it's a letter present in some Slavic languages.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know in my language, in Czech, h is considered a single letter, but in computers we always write it as two characters. So I guess some other languages have the same concept, but they consider it a single letter so much that it got into Unicode, which is only trouble for them because now this combined letter should probably normalize to the split out version.
Yes. I seem to recall reading somewhere in the Guinness Book of World Records that letter in Czech is one of the more difficult sounds to pronounce.
That's a different one.
Oh, that's a different one. Okay.
Yeah, if you normalize it, it splits out. Which means also that if you have text with this letter and you want to compare it with other text that has the split out version, you need to make sure that you've normalized it. And yeah, I'm happy that we don't have this one as a Unicode letter. But anyway, so there are title case letters. There are also modifier letters. Let's see what those are. Oh, so you would see these in like IPA, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, and like when linguists need to write down how something sounds, they don't have enough letters, so they need to modify.
Yes. It's also used in transcribing languages that don't have their own alphabet, like Navajo, for example.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. Navajo language.
Yeah, the Navajo language is quite different from a typical Indo-European. Yeah, you see them there? Oh, no.
Oh, these?
Where they, yeah. Like the E with the little CD and the multiple accents. You've got the tilde and the other accent on top.
Oh, the diacritics. Those are not modifier letters.
Oh, diacritic. Oh, okay. I'm confusing them with diacritics then. Okay.
I think. No. I think diacritics are part of non-spacing marks, and those
non-spacing marks. I see.
Those cannot start an identifier, because if you have one of those, like this, right? If you have the C and the, like, well,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
if you have the C and the hook separate, the hook in
Oh, how
Unicode
interesting.
always comes after.
Okay.
So those cannot start identifiers. Like, let's take the second one. Right.
Oh, cool.
We're getting to the XID start and XID continue. So modifier letters, those can apparently. So this W on its own is a perfectly valid variable name, even though from the usage here, it would say that it would seem that you can't use it that way. But in other uses, there's probably something that puts these in front. And these are fun because you get things like modifier letter apostrophe.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Right?
That looks familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah. Other letters. So there are some letters that aren't either of those, or aren't any of those. Let's look at some examples. Oh. Well, that's a good example. Hebrew. Whoops. Okay, that's not a good example. Arabic. Arabic's another interesting example.
Yeah, because those shapes change depending on where it shows up in the word, like the
That
adjacent
too.
letters.
But it also changes the direction of writing, and
Oh.
apparently my console is smart enough to use the Unicode algorithm for that. So you can actually say 1, 2, 3 equals.
Okay.
Which one is this? Aleph something, right? Because what I actually wrote is the letter equals the number, but then it's swapped.
Oh, funny.
Okay. Okay, so if we have a team of experts working on the Python REPL, this could be solved by using the proper Unicode algorithm for like segmented text that puts tokens in the proper order, but we're not there. So yeah, other letters are just ones that don't have a case. And I'm sure there are alphabets that don't change. Oh well,
Devanagari.
Chinese.
The Hindu alphabet does not have uppercase and lowercase.
Yeah. The East Asians ones are probably a good example as well.
Yeah.
So no case there. And then there are letter numbers. Let's see. Like Roman numerals. So yes, you can have a variable called Roman 1000.
Oh. Okay.
And apparently these are all ways of writing, like archaic ways of writing numbers that are similar to Roman numerals in a bunch of different alphabets. Well, why not? Underscore is interesting because Unicode puts this in XID. Continue. So if we were following Unicode, this would be, I think it's connector punctuation or something. Yeah, connector punctuation. So the underscore would normally not be able to start an identifier, and this is a Python only special case.
Oh, okay.
And then there's other ID start, which is there for backwards compatibility. And which includes the script capital P, the estimated symbol, the katakana hiragana voiced sound mark, and semi-voiced sound mark. So these are here because I guess they were considered letter-like before and now they aren't.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So these are
Sounds good.
letter-like. Is that a good informal description? I think so. The remaining characters must be letter-like or digit-like, right? So we have that, plus we have the decimal numbers. Are there any? Yeah, there's decimal numbers. There's also Arabic and Hindu and all kinds of decimal numbers. There's connector punctuations, which is the underscore, and many others. Well, not many others. Non-spacing marks. That's the diacritics I was talking about before. And spacing combining marks. What are those? Oh, the Hindi vowels. I guess that's the ones I'm most familiar with.
Yeah, they sort of act like diacritics because if you have clusters of vowels and consonants, sometimes you put the a little vowel marker on top or on the bottom. Actually, I guess it's always on top. Is that right? Let me think about that for a second. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I wonder why it's a spacing mark, though. It's interesting. Okay, and there's the other ID continue.
Oh, because it goes back. It's a backspace, or like it. I think, right? It goes. The vowel occurs after it's pronounced afterwards, but it's marked like
No. It's about it's about how it appears on the page. So if you look at the hook you have here, it doesn't take up space. It doesn't take up a cell in the terminal.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It goes on top of the letter before it, but this one,
yeah,
is basically like a letter in this sense.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know what would happen if you put another Devanagari character in front of it. It would probably combine.
Yeah, you know what? I've been meaning to look into that because I have a bunch of Sanskrit that I've been wanting to type up, and I've always been curious about how that works.
Oh. Can you type?
Yeah, so there are. I can, but it's cumbersome because I don't have a Devanagari layout. There are.
Oh, look at what my terminal does. So I typed.
Oh, so that's okay.
Not sure how to pronounce it. and then the combining letter, and they combined. But if I move my cursor over there, over the combining letter,
Yeah.
it gets like rendered on its own.
That is so cool.
As it blinks, it changes between the combined form and the non-combined form. I'm pretty sure not all terminals do that. But yeah, you can see it's kind of fatter than this thing. You know, the combining mark takes up space. So I guess that's why
cool.
it would be a combining mark. Oh, or a spacing mark. Spacing combining mark. Oh, it's self-descriptive. It's a descriptive name. Fun. Okay. So other things that can continue an identifier are the middle dot. That's a very fun character. The Greek anoteleia, which looks like a middle dot. The Ethiopic digits.
Oh. Okay.
There's 10 of them, and I guess they all have these fun brackets.
Okay.
Fun. No, there's 9 of them. There's no 0.
That's weird, because it says there. Oh yeah, it's 1 through 9.
Yeah.
They might not have a 0 because some cultures didn't know about it.
I mean, Roman numerals don't have a 0, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Digit 1, so that's another digit. 0 with non-joiner, so these are all non-printing. There's 2 of them. There's non-printing. So we're 0 with non-joiner and 0 with joiner. These are fun characters that I think you use them in scripts like Arabic to control whether something is joined or not.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you have a compound word in English, you can smush the words together, or have a hyphen in between them, or have them fully separated with a space. But in languages like Arabic, you can also smush them together but not combine them. There's another possibility.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
At least that's how I understand it. I, of course, don't speak the language. There's the katakana middle dot, and there's the half with katakana middle dot. So these are all digit-like for our purposes.
Okay.
Right. So it's not exactly digit-like because there are also the marks that can go in here, but I guess digit-like is still a reasonable description.
Yeah, I don't know. So a linguist would probably quibble with that, but I think it's okay for this digit-like.
Right. So these are the sets ID start and ID continue, which are different from what Unicode calls ID start and ID continue by the underscore.
Oh.
The underscore, Unicode puts it here, we put it here. That's easy to explain.
Yes.
The thing that's not easy to explain is the XID start and XID continue. Because XID start is whatever can start an identifier if you normalize it. So the definition is a character is an XID start if its normalized form starts with ID start and then follows with 0 or more ID continue. Which is a bit mind-bending. An XID continue is just whatever normalizes to one or more ID continue. And when Mark explained this, he sent a link about NFKC modifications here. So there's a character called the Sara'am. It looks like this, and if you normalize it, as an FKC, you get something that looks very similar.
Yeah. Well, isn't it actually the same? It's U 33.
No, it's decomposed into two characters when it's normalized.
Oh, I see. I see.
So it decomposes into the Nikhahit and the Sara'a.
Okay.
Okay. And if we look at the categories, then the first is an non-spacing mark.
Okay.
And the second is a letter. Right?
That is so cool.
And if we look at the category of the original Sara'am, escape, it's a letter, right? So this is a letter that if you normalize it becomes a mark and a letter, which is not a valid identifier, right? So even though this thing is a letter, right? No, that's the normalized one. Even though this thing is considered a single letter, it's not a valid identifier because it's doesn't start with a letter in its normalized form. Does that make sense?
Yes. Well, I understand this particular case. I'm not sure how I would summarize it for somebody else in general.
Yeah, and that's the task we have here.
Yeah.
And apparently there are 4 cases like this.
Okay.
Huh. The half-width katakana's voiced sound mark is one of them. What is that normalized to?
Huh. Oh, that's... Oh, wait a second.
It normalizes into the combining hiragana voiced sound mark. Ah.
Yes, we call it. School children call it 1010.
What? Excuse me?
And we call it, school children call it 1010. It's just the 2 little lines, 2 little, yeah. It's something you add to the, yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
And what is this?
I guess the unvoiced one would be the same. The
Yeah,
little circle.
it probably is. So this is an LM.
Huh.
What? It's a modifier letter.
Oh, okay.
Ah, it's a modifier letter because it's
I guess because you can add it to a number. You can add it to a number of different.
Space. Because it takes up space. Normally you would add it somewhere, but this one, you know, occupies half a block.
Half a block. Okay.
Like, you know, you have half with katakana, I don't know.
Okay.
Ni? Is that a katakana thing?
Yeah, sure. They have that in that. Oh, but it wouldn't be, you wouldn't voice it, though.
Ah, there we go. That's half width, right?
That's me, yeah.
If you want full width, it's the same, but it takes up twice as much space.
Right,
So
right.
which
Okay,
one?
like a common one would be go. Like a common one would be go.
Go.
Because you
that's
or like
a call with one of
yeah,
these,
exactly,
right?
with the voice. Yeah.
So if you have
Cool.
combining katakana, hiragana, voiced sound
Voice sound,
mark.
Yeah. That's it. Go.
That's it.
You have go.
Nice. Right. And if you have a half width, katakana letter ko with a combining mark gets squished like this. But if instead you have a half width, katakana voiced sound mark, apparently this one's not hiragana, then you have two things here. But if you then normalize that, then normalization, I think, oh, I need the form. NFKC, was it?
I think we did KC the last time. Oh no, okay.
Right,
Yes,
so
that's right.
so this one will get rid of the half width thing and make everything full width. And then it'll plop the sound mark onto the letter and combine them. Because it's the combined form.
Oh, I know. So I know where you would do that. So like, let's say that you're trying to write an English word like it has like a long O, so it'd be like go or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You would then do the horizontal line, but that would all be considered one sound, one character. So you would basically have whatever the vowel long, the katakana long vowel marker, which is the horizontal line.
Oh, isn't that just in hiragana?
No, you can do it in katakana also because, like, if you do, like, you see it sometimes when they're trying to write down, like, slang words in English. You see it in manga a lot. Like, when they're shouting. Yeah, you see it a lot in manga where they're trying to, like, write down, like, some sound effect. Like, if somebody scores a goal in soccer, you're like, go! Although they might write a goru. But yeah, it would be like a horizontal. It's like a little horizontal line. But it would be considered part of the go because it's not. It doesn't have its own independent sound.
Oh, this one, right?
That one, yeah, there. Computer, yeah, there you go. Or the U is another one too. The one before it, that little small U. Because that's modifying the pew. So that's what's making P, U. So pew, computer.
Right, and there's another
That,
modifier on the P
yeah,
to make it from
yeah,
he to P,
P
right?
to P, yeah.
So there's like 3 modifiers in here. Fun.
Yeah, that's a nice little, that's a sweet little example, yeah.
So, where was I trying to go here? Anyway, so yeah, there's a separate letter for this. Because I guess if you're writing in half-width characters, sometimes
Yeah.
you want this separate.
Yes.
Or maybe it's just because one of the Japanese encodings had this, and Unicode just said, "Yeah, we'll take all of the forms you have." So this is considered a letter, just like this thing that
Sweet.
we know nothing about. This one apparently we do
Right.
know something about. So this
Yeah.
is a letter, but it's not a proper variable name because it normalizes to a non-letter.
Okay.
But
Huh.
if you put the, I don't know, there's a ko. If you put the ko before it, it's perfectly fine because it's the same thing
Yes.
as this go.
Huh. Okay.
Right, so this cannot start an identifier, it can end one.
Okay.
So yeah, so these are I think these are the 4 differences in the current Unicode version between ID start and XID start, and between ID continue and XID continue. Right, these 4 things that behave as the spacing sound mark, and because of these 4 characters, we have to make the documentation for Python's identifiers a lot more interesting.
Well, how about so we're saying non-ASCII characters and names. Maybe we should have a section for like non-digit characters. Well, non-alpha characters. No, that's too Roman centric. Well, it may be that somebody who's worked a lot with Unicode might have, like, this may be a thing in some communities.
No.
No. We are that community. Not a thing. Characters that behave like combining marks, decomposing characters.
Unicode's very interesting, isn't it?
Oh, what about non-characters?
Non-characters?
In the sense that when we talk about things like combining marks and half-widths, I mean, these are like, they're not characters in the same sense of, you know, they're not characters in the conventional sense. They're kind of like exceptional. Or
what do you mean?
Oh, so when we talk about, like, for example, we basically have like the title case letters. I guess I'm thinking about like connectors and non-spacing marks and
I see. Okay, so a character is not really a defined term.
Exactly.
Unless you're in C language. So the Unicode term is a code point, which generally doesn't have
Right.
a good relationship with what humans see.
Oh, how about this one? I have an idea. How about this? So we say there that the remaining characters must be letter-like or digit-like. Maybe we can also come up with something like marker-like. In other words, something that's not a letter, it's not a digit.
Oh, but this term
It's
here.
yeah. We say letter-like, digit-like. Digit-like implies that it has something to do with a number, that it has some mathematical property. Maybe marker-like has something to do with like, or spacing-like. In other words, something that has to do with the position with respect to something else.
Huh.
Because these things all have to do with like either making things closer together or farther apart.
No, I think
Right?
I think this would be much clearer.
Yes. Or
Without
underscore-like.
yes, underscore like that's exactly the thing.
Yes.
I think these things would be much clearer if the underscore was in this section as it is in Unicode,
Yes.
but it's not. I think the way to document this is first give an informal description,
Yeah.
and then go and define it formally. So the thing we want to do here is avoid ID start and ID continue, like these terms,
Yes.
because
Yes.
they're not recommended, even though they're easy to explain.
Yeah.
So let's say something like
What about
the normalized name I guess I can say so that's too long.
Should we make a list, like a little bulleted list? Like ASCII only names must contain dot, dot, dot.
Yeah, I'm kind of continuing this simple,
Yeah, of course.
this
I
simple
see.
paragraph.
Yeah. Hmm. Um, so we say up above that names are composed of uppercase and lowercase, underscores, digits,
And non-ASCII characters.
and then we say non-ASCII characters. So and then when we describe the non-ASCII characters, we refer to letter-like and digit-like. So what if the so do we want to say underscore-like as well, or not underscore-like?
No. So anything that's underscore like is not part of Python's exception.
Oh, okay.
Only
Okay.
the underscore is exception where you can start an identifier.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's okay. So it's um. Non-ASCII characters. So is there a way to maybe include it in some sort of a note for non-Roman alphabets?
Well, that's what I'm doing here, and it's not non-Latin alphabets. No, it's not Unicode. This is the Latin alphabet, but it's still not ASCII. So non-ASCII. This whole thing is a note for
it's not.
non-ASCII
Okay.
identifiers.
Well, then maybe names can use letter-like and number-like characters from outside the ASCII range. Oh, so they can. Okay.
Right, they can.
So if they can, should we even bother? In other words, where would people run into a problem with this if they tried to?
What do you mean?
In other words, where would let's say I'm writing Python in whatever Japanese.
Yes.
I could use the Go, that combined thing. It's non-ASCII.
Right.
It's going to behave like a letter.
Yes.
So would I even notice? In other words, would this exception represent a problem for me in practice?
Which exception?
What's the word I'm looking for? In other words, the difference between this and underscore.
Between this and an underscore.
So maybe I'm getting lost here in the logic, but
like in Python, there's
so I guess,
no difference between this and an underscore, really.
Right. I'm just saying, like, where would these distinctions become a problem, or where would these in other words, where would one have to make a different choice based on these, if at all? In other words, are we just sort of including this for like information, for like so people can understand like the shape of things? Okay.
That's
just the
formal documentation of the lexical analysis.
Right. So there's no okay. Okay. It seems like, oh, thank God, somebody just joined.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
What's up?
Trying
Hey,
to.
We're trying to figure out something hard here.
Trying to.
Oh, normalization. Yes.
Could you turn your microphone down a bit, please?
Oh, sorry. Too loud, right? Sorry.
A little too loud, yeah.
Now you're very soft.
Now it's a little bit soft, but yeah, it's a little soft. Much better.
NFKC.
Yeah, that's what we're. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get rid of ID start.
Is ID start the first character of identifier?
Sure.
Of the normalized
That's-
identifier.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if there's something in the Unicode how-to. I think we may have already looked there in the past, but. Let me see here.
I've never seen Tylix terminal. What's
Way cool.
It's a terminal.
that?
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Terminal emulator. Alright. Tylix. Sounds like Tylix.
Yeah, it does. There's this.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to use that. I love it.
Well, I mean, you can do this with just separate windows. The thing that this is useful for
It's like Byobu with human characteristics.
the thing that this is useful for to have it in the same application is you can synchronize input.
Oh, that is cool.
So you can see that in current Python you have colors and
Yes.
1/2 is 1/2, but in Python 2 you have nothing of that. Yeah, I haven't found this in anything else I've tried, so I'm using this. It's written in a language called D. Weird. Anyway, D.
E language?
No, D like dog, it comes after C.
Yeah, I know D. I think I know D. There's C, there's D. Oh, I think there was even D sharp. Was there? But there definitely was F sharp. I'm sure there was an F sharp. I'm sure about that. Yes, F sharp definitely. How about D sharp? No, D sharp is just music.
So, yeah, I want to try one thing. If we tokenize an invalid identifier like smile, it'll tokenize as the name smile. So for lexical analysis, this is actually correct. Not all names matched by this grammar are valid, but they do tokenize as name. So this simple section is fine. And we need the non-ASCII section to expand on that. What do we say here? Maybe I want to say names can use characters from outside the ASCII range as detailed in this section.
Yeah, the Unicode how-to doesn't really have a whole lot on this particular topic.
No, that's not really about how. That's about how you process text with Python. Now, how you not how you write Python.
That's right. Using Unicode as input. No, okay, got it.
Maybe say something like names that only use characters, which is these. Are simple in some way. No, ASCII only names are.
Yeah, it's not the greatest way to capture that,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, names must also not be empty. But that's a good point. Maybe we should repeat that you.
So like names with ASCII with names with characters in
Maybe we just link
oh yeah yeah yeah
link this.
yeah we could define identifier I guess it's just about definitions here maybe just reuse that definition highlight some relation with the ASCII I would say that it's kind of like because those rules are like can you actually describe an identifier with a regular expression? Just asking.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially an ASCII one.
Yeah. How would we call that expression? Identifier form? Like ASCII names that have ASCII characters only. Names in the identifier form that have ASCII characters like the identifier expression. I mean, it's basically right. Like we will call it identifier even if it's not used as an identifier because there is a string method is identifier which does exactly this. It checks whether it matches that pattern that we're talking about. We could define that as an identifier and just say identifiers that use only ASCII characters.
But then we would need to write this whole thing in the documentation for is identifier.
Oh yeah. Writing ducks is hard.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could just say they're ASCII identifiers and Unicode identifiers. I know this distinction isn't intuitive because all ASCII identifiers could be Unicode identifiers, but not all Unicode identifiers could be ASCII identifiers. That's the circulation between those, like ASCII identifiers and Unicode identifiers, right? Put it.
Not sure I got that.
Yeah.
What was the
I
suggestion?
think we call it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying like you could just say that there are like two types of identifiers. There are ASCII identifiers and there are Unicode identifiers. And Unicode identifiers include all the ASCII identifiers because they like may contain non-ASCII characters. That's just it. Unicode and ASCII identifiers.
Well,
I'm not.
there aren't two types. I mean, all there are names and there are ASCII only names, and the ASCII only ones are simple to explain.
Yeah, it's
So I want to say, like, I want to somehow tell people what the point of all this complexity is. Which is that we take the rules for ASCII characters, which are kind of simple, and we sort of expand them to all of the other characters, and that makes it complicated.
Yes.
I would also like...
maybe something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Maybe something like something like, because the notion of a letter is more nuanced, or in Unicode, or because the notion of a letter is broader in Unicode, this means that the following can also be used. Oops, I think your volume suddenly dropped, or mine.
Yeah. I
There you
think
go, that's much
said
better.
Something, Bartosz? Yeah, we can't really hear you anymore. Can you turn up your volume?
How about now?
Yeah, now we
Much
can hear
better.
you.
Okay, like maybe you can lie a little bit just by not saying that there's a support for Unicode at the beginning, and then.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. There's a whole
introduce
section.
it.
There's a whole section
Okay.
up top. That's very simple,
Yeah.
and it links to
Okay.
this section that should be simple as well, but
Yeah, I mean, to me it's kind of simple, but I understand why it's not so simple. As you might think it is. So. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Have a great evening. See ya.
Yeah, see
Okay.
you. We didn't get anything done today.
Sometimes it's just like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I think, given this model of like escalating complexity or escalating detail, I think this is nice, right? It's like, okay, now we're stepping into the world of non-ASCII, so people know that things are going to be a little bit different. And we say, how did we get here? Well, ASCII is this.
Right.
And now we're going to talk about something that's more complicated. And then the TLDR is that names must be composed of letters, digits, and numbers, but can't start with a digit.
Right.
Then maybe what we want to say, okay, well, what's a number? I mean, what's
Maybe
a
we should
letter?
start with something like Python allows
Identifiers in non-ASCII.
Python identifiers may contain
Yes, exactly.
all sorts of characters,
Yes.
like, what's a good example?
Well, we have the computer. Computer is actually really, I like it because it's got lots of different things in it going on with it. But if you wanted a single character,
This one.
oh, okay, yeah,
Or now here's the one you said is hard to pronounce. The
okay, yeah, that's right.
And maybe we want to add something interesting from this space. Oh, maybe from the
Should we do-
spacing combining marks. Like, what if like, what is this even? Is this 2 letters? 3?
Let me see here. That is
4. Okay.
wow.
Ah,
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's great. That's really nice. Yeah. Sampa?
The what? Excuse me?
I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce it. Sampa? Samp.
Somp, probably. Yeah.
Somp.
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 Samp. Okay.
Interesting.
That's awesome. That's great.
Maybe we should say what's not a valid identifier, right?
Yes, exactly.
So
Something
do we
that starts with an Ethiopian one.
No, we should probably get an emoji.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought emojis were valid.
They're not. That would be a
Okay,
pet.
okay. I like this. This is a good idea to start with some examples to get people situated.
What's another example of something that's not a valid identifier? Wavy dash. Huh. It's a PD. So you can't even put it inside, right?
Oh.
And third good example. Let's see, what are all the Unicode categories? General category. A currency symbol.
Oh, really? I thought that would work.
Nope.
Okay. What happened? Oh, not the euro?
Euro.
The euro symbol?
Well, that's definitely not a valid identifier.
Okay. Oh, we're getting up on. I don't know if you have a hard stop. I don't, but it is 12.
Yeah, I should be going soon. But let me note this one more thing, and then
Of course.
let's stop. Some variations of let's see if let's just use a
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, I want to start with that and then explain the exact rules. I think that's the way to go here.
Okay. Yeah, I certainly want to be listed as a contributor on this commit.
So this will go in the pull request where you're already listed, I think.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, there you
Sweet.
are.
Yep.
So this is a work in progress. There's a pull request open, so I will push this just in case somebody's looking at the stream and wants to look at the very work in progress edit. I just added WIP to the end of the branch name on GitHub. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you for your attention. And
Awesome. No,
see
thank you.
next
This is
week.
great. Yeah, cheers. Take care. Bye-bye.